Dear Diary, this past week, Father's Day happened. And to be honest, Father's Day always leaves like a weird taste in my mouth. So, without getting too detailed about it, my father decided to sail a different boat and go to a different island around the age of 13. I think complications were starting to happen between ages 10, 11, and we started going over to his place for visitations. He was out of the house. And then, like, he finally made his grand exit at 13. And there was a big part of me that wanted a father still. Like, I remember growing up, like, 2 Father's Days after he decided to not see us again, I would go down and bike to his house because he still lived in the same hometown. And I would literally, like, put a card in there saying, "You're still a good dad. You're still, like, the best dad I've ever had." And that was just my young self wanting a father still. And so every year that Father's Day comes around and my own dad still hasn't like shown up or been back in my life, it just feels weird. I can still appreciate the holiday and I can appreciate all the father figures around me. I'm blessed to have a wonderful grandfather who did such a paternal role growing up in my life. Like, he helped us out so much, and there were some rocky years in my early 20s, but we still talk, and he's great company and a great guy, and I'm blessed to have him. But Father's Day always just it makes me jealous because so many people get to hang out with their dads and celebrate their dads, and I'm just over here like, my mom was my dad for like my second half of my childhood. And I'm blessed to have the best mom in the whole entire world that I could ever ask for. But again, Father's Day is just tough. And that happened this week. And that's just something I wrote about in my journal, something I just want to get off my chest. It's weird. I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of other people listening, they probably had dads that passed away or also left or are dicks and you don't even like celebrating with them. It's life. Life is never perfect. And there's always stuff that's going on, but broadly, that's what's going on with me during Father's Day. It's just a dislike for the day. Anyways, I went over to my grandparents that day, and we talked about the trip that I actually dropped last week about how I'm going overseas sometime next year, and that was really cool. We created a group chat, and we're going to be generational travelers, so hype about that. To be honest, coming off of a vacation and going back into a normal week feels kind of rough. Like, I felt like I had so much stuff I could talk about my last video, and today I'm like, what the hell did I even do this week? It just feels like this week was empty and boring. But I do want to emphasize and go over that 2 weeks ago I was really excited about going to run clubs and trying something new. And now I'm still going to run clubs. I'm still doing the two that I started going to 2 weeks ago, but they feel less novel because they're not my first time anymore. So it's like, what am I going to talk about the same running group all the time? No, that would be boring. But I think I want to make the point that it may become less novel, but it's more important. Because I found myself it was like my third time at one of these run groups, and I found myself not wanting to chit-chat to the new guy that showed up. It's not that I had a dislike for him, it was just like, I don't know, I wasn't feeling ultra social that one day, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to talk to him today. I didn't talk to almost anyone. And so if you use that logic and put it towards yourself or myself, when I first went to a run group, I kind of expected, everyone's going to want to talk to the new guy, but that's not true. Some people just go there, show up, and get a run-in as a group together, but don't necessarily want to talk to the new people all the time. So I think it's less novel going to run groups run clubs every single week, but it's more important because once I become a regular and a familiar face, it will feel easier for everyone to talk to me. And I have started talking to a couple new people, nothing crazy, but I kind of understand the importance of not just showing up one time, but making a commitment to show up on a weekly basis. That's more important. So it's great that I went, but it's even more important that I keep going. Also, now, since we're on the topic of my runs, I do want to drop the bombshell that I am going to do something brand new next month. There is an overnight 50K in my area, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to put on a headlamp. I got that weekend off. And I'm going to go out, run 31 miles overnight, and see how I do. I'm excited. I'm terrified. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know, especially after last week and climbing that mountain and being absolutely scared out of my mind, having a panic attack, I know that I can do difficult things, and I know I'll get through it. And I love chasing that feeling of doing something new and exciting. So I am doing an overnight 50K, and that is July 25th into 26th. So I don't know exactly what episode I'll be talking about it, but you can bet that I'll be talking about it when the time comes. What else? Well, all the stuff that me and my tier 1 friend did in the Adirondacks. We compiled it into like a Google photo or a Google Doc or what. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like a file where we both put all of our photos and videos into. And we're going to make an 80K vlog of our trip. And I'm super, super excited for it because it's really fun to put a creative effort into that to make something wonderful. I've done it for a couple of trips that we've done. We've done a bike ride to Buffalo trip twice. And we've done like going to Bird Kingdom in Canada. And it's just really cool to just have a finished product polished up and just rewatch that vlog and like relive that experience of a week or a couple days or however long it was. But I had so much fun in the Adirondacks, and I got the itch to climb so many more high peaks that I have a long weekend in September, and I was going around asking everyone that I know, yo, do you want to go with me to the Adirondacks in September? Because I got to go back. I got to go back and climb some more high peaks. I'm itching to. I'm 9 out of 46. I want to get to 10, 11, 12. I want to go one more time before the season ends. I mean, it's only June. I can probably fit a weekend in somewhere, right? You would think. Next, I've been trying to read some books. All right, I've been going on thrift books. I've been listening to Paulie Walnut. Shout out to him. He is such a homie when it comes to the YouTube community. He is so cool. And I just went on thrift books and looked up classics, and I got East of Eden. And I've been reading through that a little bit. I'm maybe 100 pages in. It feels good to read. It really does. I have a problem. I talked about it in video 2. I think we all do, but it's a cell phone addiction. I don't feel like I'm ultra addicted to my cell phone, but I feel like I'm on it more than what I'd like. And to me, that's enough of an addiction to like want to quit it, right? I'm always checking the dating apps, hoping something comes up. I don't even have social media, but Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble might as well be social media at this point because, oh my God, I spend way too much time on that, and it just feels bad. So I love when I get the chance and when I actually like prioritize and force myself to. I love just sitting in my corner chair, reading a book, and just, my phone's tucked away somewhere else and I'm not even worried about it. I think that's so important. Also, since we're on the topic of dating apps, how has that been going? Not great, all right? I've gone on no dates, but there are potentials, and I say potentials with a question mark because I've been talking to like 3 girls, right, on Hinge all week. I'm not getting my hopes up, but I'm trying to be okay with just messaging on the app for a little bit and hopefully finding a way to get off the app at some point. Maybe I have to be less rushed because a lot of times I'm like, okay, I got a match. I just want to meet this person in person and see if we click because, well, you could talk to someone for 2 weeks and then you meet up and you're like, yeah, there's no chemistry here. I feel like the sooner you meet up with someone, the less time you waste. But maybe I got to freaking waste time on these apps a little bit. That sounds so counterproductive, but maybe I just have to sink in some time with conversations and really try to win someone over, right? Maybe, who knows? I just definitely not me, still single. Anyways, I also want to talk about how I'm trying to do a little bit of a style change. So I saw MGK last week and I'm kind of got a man crush on him, and my style has not been doing me wonders the past couple years. I feel like I look like an outdated, like, young adult, and I don't necessarily want to look young, but I just want to emulate MGK. I think his style is dope. I really like how he looks. So I bought some long shorts and I bought some bandanas and some earrings, and we're gonna rock a little bit of a style change, and I'm excited because, well, someone even told me that I looked like MGK at my post office earlier this week, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like his look. So, tattoos, skinny. It is what it is. last but not least, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter one because I don't know what to talk about. I am going to tell you guys about how I lost at chess club. That's right. I am one step closer to being that guy that carries around a chess book of all of his games that he's done. And I'm excited because chess club was definitely the highlight of my week this week. And that's crazy considering going to the top of Giant Mountain was the highlight of my week last week. But I lost. We played 80-minute time control. He had 80 minutes. I had 80 minutes. He used nearly all of his time. He was down to 30 seconds, and I had maybe 33 minutes. And I was winning the whole game up until maybe the last 5 turns. And the tide shifted. The end game happened, and he started moving his king out. And I know if you guys are not chess players, it won't really make sense, but he got me checkmated while I was a piece up. And it felt so discouraging, so sad, so annoying, but it is what it is. And even though I lost, I'm still excited to go back. And I think that was what I was worried about most. I was worried that if I did lose, I would hate the game and not want to go back. But that is far from the truth. In fact, when I lost, we went into a different room from the tournament that we had, and there was another chessboard there, and we set it up, and we actually analyzed the game together, and we talked about what were you thinking about at this point, and it was a lot of fun. I stayed up way too late, way past my bedtime, and I felt it the next day, but chess is the highlight of my week. That's all I got for you. It's a little bit of a less eventful week, but sometimes it be like that. Sometimes you got to find the magic in the mundane, in the process of just the same old, same old. It wasn't a bad week. It just feels less exciting. Overall, I saw family, which is so important. I did everything that I love. I ran a lot. I played chess. I'm in good health. It was great. It was a great week, and that's it. So I'll see you in the next one.